Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Sunderman, and this is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, we are going for a particular achievement during this, sitting, but not necessarily this run. This run is to get us from the truck dealership, which we just got dropped off on for getting our brand new truck, down to Le Mans, France, and then we will be taking a quick trip over to Paris, because Paris is where we will be starting the achievement, the Orient Express. And for anybody else who's unaware, it is my intention, this is kind of the start of a new sitting of Euro Truck Simulator for me, right? And part of it being a new sitting is me changing up how I'm doing the videos. Now, unfortunately, I can't get feedback from you guys in real time about how I'm setting the videos up on YouTube. And you know what? Here, let's just make sure I've not pressed the right button. Because I took only a week off, but let's forget how to do everything. Ahem. And that's part of the issue, right? That's part of the issue, is how much editing I have to do to strip all these videos down into half-hour segments. So starting in this recording, if you see that this recording is kind of long, that's why. Is because I have decided to not be splitting everything up into half-hour segments from here. The joke being that in real time, while I'm telling you this, I still have approximately 100 episodes ahead of me of American Truck and Euro Truck Simulator. Well, not 100. 100 total. So more like 60 that I have ahead of me. And I am in Great Britain, so I am going to be driving on the wrong side of the road. To try and do that too, that you can leave comments on letting me know how it works out, because it will still affect me in the future, right? I take all the feedback regardless of when you give it. But the real problem is that it's literally taking me additional hours because of the goofiness of the way things are done, okay? So, for Carl who's watching, and for anybody else, feel free to jump in at any time and say anything to derail me from this discussion, but, or to jump in about the discussion. But basically what's going on is, right now, I have gotten a bunch of applications to make a lot of my life easier, and, unfortunately, even in making my life easier, some things just aren't easy enough for doing things quickly. So I have this application which allows me to, split up and concatenate video files. For anybody who doesn't know what that means, well, splitting you get, and I forget the actual technical term for splitting. But concatenation basically means that you are adding one video file to another video file. And that's a lot more efficient than, say, running everything through a program like Blender and basically recompiling the video into something that's more viewable by other people. But the joke is, hold on, the joke is actually kind of on me, because I still kind of have to do that anyway, and let me explain. What I did was I created a bunch of bumpers that would go at the beginning or end of episodes, depending on where I cut it. So imagine if I were doing it this episode, and this episode ran for over 45 minutes. Usually my cutoff is about 38 minutes before I start splitting stuff off. So let's say 38 minutes. If it's longer than that, then I very likely start going in and figuring out a decent place between where I'm talking to chop videos. That requires a little bit of time, right, to split the video in two. Because I'm not freaking YouTube, and I don't want to cut myself off in the middle of a sentence, or the middle of a thought, or the middle of talking with somebody else, like fucking YouTube does with its ads. So I want to avoid that. So that means I gotta spend time scrubbing through the video around the time where I think I need to snip it, and try my best not to actually chop it up in the middle of a conversation, let's say. So that's a little bit of work by itself. Making the bumpers is a little bit of work too. Any one bumper that, like, basically, let's say I chop off at the 22-minute mark, because I'm splitting up a over 38-minute episode, okay? If I chop it there, then I could just end it there and do a hard chop, but I don't want to do that. I want to have some decent quality to what I'm doing. So having some decent quality to what I'm doing means I basically have to make an intro where I say, Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is Euro Truck Simulator 2. And the whole time, there's been, I'm talking to you. This is a weird, timey-wimey thing, right? Because I'm explaining this to people who are on Twitch, but people who are on YouTube are the ones who are watching this later. And people on YouTube have already seen me do this for like 50 episodes. So I'm explaining to you a premise that hasn't gone live yet by the time you're watching this episode, but also that's very much in the past when I'm talking about it. And this is one of those situations where I have to have an argument with past Hunterman and future Hunterman about what's going on. So, past Hunterman has already done the bumpers, but the episodes for the first Euro Truck Simulator, let me give you an example right now. Okay, today is the day before the Iberia DLC goes live. So it is April 7th, 2021. The first episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2 is going to go live at roughly let's say May 7th, 2021. So the first episode of Euro Truck Simulator, of which there are about... Oh, okay, hold on. Of which there are about, I don't know, possibly 50 episodes already recorded, not including chopping them up into half-hour blocks. So let's say... Whoops. I might not make this. I very much wasn't paying attention to my turn there. Because I was talking. It makes it more interesting if I'm talking and trying to do this at the same time. So, let's say 70. Well, actually, I had that one, like, 3 hours and 45-minute run. So let's say 80. Let's say there's 80 episodes of Euro Truck Simulator that are going to start going live a month from now, with the intros and outros that I've created, that have to be tacked on, and I've already decided that that work, which I haven't done yet, is already going to be too much based on the limited work I did in ATS, but I'm trying to remain in continuity of trying to keep all these episodes straight. So it is work I'm going to do, and haven't done yet, but that I'm already like, it's a lot of work. So, but I'm doing it for all you people who are later on YouTube, so that you can tell me, at this point in this video, please comment below, whether you prefer that method of shorter half-hour videos, or whether you like what I'm going to start trying to do now, which is, regardless of length, basically chopping the recordings just straight up by delivery. If I do a 10-minute delivery, if I do a 3-hour delivery, basically doing it by delivery. That's my current plan that I'm going to start doing from here on out. I hear my RPMs are weird, but I can't see them. Okay. I don't know about this truck and its RPMs. Okay. So, making a like 7-second intro or 12-second outro each in the program that I'm using, which is Blender, in which I have gone back and tried to record my audio using my actual volume settings from the game over here. So I came over here and I used one of my standby screen situations, and I recorded the intros and the outros just so I could use that audio, which is hopefully at the same volume as the rest of the episodes that would come before or after. And hopefully you on YouTube in the future, which is now the past, you will have already seen and experienced that to be able to remark on it. Okay. Let me extend my camera out a little bit. Huh. Wherever this is that I am now, I have not been before. Okay. Now, every one of those takes a couple of hours to create, but worse than that, I could not figure out the proper settings to do those video files so that they were correct for my Avidemux program, which concatenates. So back to concatenation. The real trick to concatenation is that it doesn't require any additional processing. All it really does is it takes literally a video file and adds it to another video file. So should be easy enough, right? Say I chop this episode that's longer than 38 minutes, hypothetically, and that means that I do my general intro because I'm starting the stream. Welcome back. This is the game. We're doing the game. Play the game. And then instead of having an outro, I chop the video. Then, upon chopping the video, I add on a video at the end of it, which is just an outro that says, "This has been Improvision Entertainment presents Euro Truck Simulator. I've been Hunter Munn, and I will see you in the future." And then have a little, like, closing window that says, "Thank you for watching, see you in the future," all that good stuff, which, like I said, if you're watching this later on YouTube, you've already been watching that happen if you've been watching earlier in the playlist. So again, timey-wimey stuff. A little bit weird. I missed which driver that was. I didn't see it scroll all the way across the bottom of the screen. Okay, but here's the problem. I could never figure out the settings in Blender. Wait, did I establish the problem? So the Avidemux problem, to concatenate a video file, the two video files you're concatenating have to have exactly the same stats. Am I slowing down because of construction? What's going on? Meaning they have to have the same bitrate for the audio, they have to have the same resolution and frame rate for the video, they have to be using the same video codec, they have to be the same, and all the basic stats so that you can simply add one file to the next file, no big deal. I don't think I've seen that type of construction setup before. Oh, hold on, we're down at 48. No, we're back up to 97. I'm going to get a speeding ticket at some point during this run, especially because there's the cameras right there. Okay. I could not. I tried for hours. I tried for hours to figure out the video settings that I needed in Blender to export a video so that it would come out at the settings that I'm recording over here in Streamlabs OBS when I'm recording my videos. And I couldn't figure it out. So now I have to do an additional step, which is a step I wanted to avoid. Now, whenever I go through the effort of chopping the videos in Avidemux, which is the easiest way to do it, because if I open... Okay, here's my option. I can go to Blender. I can import the video file, and I can chop the video file right where it needs to be chopped, and then keep right and then move straight on. Are we lane mathematics? We are lane mathematics. Alright, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Okay. I could go into Blender, I could chop the video right where I need it to be chopped, I could add the other video file out, and then I could render the video. But rendering a video that's half an hour long, 1080p, 60 FPS, will take me like, I don't know, an hour plus, and have it set up so that, let's say I've already pre-rendered the intro or outro video. Oh, hello, Mr. Popo. Already pre-rendered the outro video, and then I add that in, and then I render it out, and like I said, it takes like an hour plus. I do not have a slow computer, that's just the process of it thinking it needs to do work to render out the program, or to render out the video file. So my option, my faster option, is to chop the video in Avidemux so that it's the right length, and save that out as a file. That's, of course, a couple of gigabytes big, because it's like, in this example, half the number of gigabytes of the full video file. Okay, so I chop it out, and I do two chops. I try and figure out the best way to not cut myself off and do all the things I was talking about earlier, where I gotta find, like, not interrupting a conversation, trying not interrupting a reply, but I can't just watch the whole video over again to make it perfect, because that'll add even more time. So I just have to do the best that I can do. So I do the best that I can do, chop the video, so I make new video files. Then, I gotta take those video files from Avidemux's output and put them into Handbrake. Handbrake is something I wanted to avoid. Handbrake is a really great free program that all it does is it transcodes. Now again, I have a fast computer, but it does mean that transcoding a half-hour video file takes between 15 minutes and half an hour, almost real time, to keep the quality, because the number of times I have to run this video stuff through another thing and turn it into a new video file, I don't want you guys who are watching later on YouTube to lose quality, because that's the whole reason I'm recording at decent quality, so that you can see decent quality. Then I have to run the intro and outro through the same Handbrake, because that's what I'm using to make it so that the small video files I'm adding and the large video files that are actually the snipped up recordings are the exact same video settings because I transcoded them all to be the same, nice 1080p 60 FPS, then I have to open up actual Avidemux again with the files, concatenate them together, and save them out yet again to yet a different number of gigabyte files. And I thank Carl very much, who I think might still be watching, for allowing me to have a decently fast external hard drive that I'm doing all this moving around and what have you for processing time. But still, you are here, cool. Just listen to me rant, and that's fine. That happens a lot sometimes when we're talking. I just realized that I actually have to rest in character in a second. That's gonna suck. Hold on. 4 hours remain. Alright, if I take a rest... I wonder if I can get to the channel, and I wonder if I can sleep on the channel. We're gonna aim that way, but we're gonna set it up so that... Hold on, is this a rest area? This will be our windmill. For everybody who's wondering what I'm talking about whenever I say windmill, that's just an old school... That's just a reference for myself for, Back to the Future 3. The windmill is just another way of me saying the point of no return. So I thank Carl for the fast hard drive to be able to do this all as quickly as I can do it. But here, let me get over. But it still means every single time I want to do this, I have to open up the video file, scroll through it, figure out the best place to chop it, and maybe I can save myself a couple of seconds between an opening and an outro because, like, nothing really happens, so maybe I actually end one video at 23:22 and I start the next video at 23:31 and you save 10 seconds because of the way I did it. Like, maybe that happens. But even so, you gotta take a couple minutes to do that. Then you gotta take just a couple of minutes to output the file in Avidemux, hoping that it's not losing any quality and that it's actually just transcoding it like it's, or not, snipping it like it's supposed to. This looks like get over. This looks like get over.
And then continue straight on.
Get left, continue straight on. Okay. And then you have to take, like, let's call it a half an hour to transcode the video file, which itself is taking up like 100% of the CPU to do it that fast, so you can't really do anything else while it's doing that. Then you have to go back to Avidemux. Well, actually, remember that things go wrong, okay? Sometime I don't change the muxer, which is like what file it's going to come out as. Sometimes I forget to change the file, what it's going to output as, and then it ends up trying to transcode it. And sometimes I hit a button or a setting, or I don't realize I've control. So what I'm saying is, at every step I'm doing what I'm describing I'm doing, I have to at least play the video that I'm outputting. All of the videos that I'm outputting. I just told you. There's the video initially, there's the snipped video, there's the hand-broken video, and then there's eventually the concatenated version of the video that has its video self and intros and outros. And I have to open up every one of those videos, and I have to play them for at least a couple of seconds at the beginning and the end and everything to make sure that, like, the pitch doesn't go screwy, or that the volume sounds like it's right. Just, you know, earballing it, as it were, instead of eyeballing it. Like, just trying to figure it out to see if it sounds okay. So I gotta check it every step of the way. So it's taking a lot of processor, and I can't really do anything else on the computer while it's doing it. And then, of course, there's getting behind uploading everything to YouTube. Part of the reason I'm streaming right now, rather than working all this stuff, is because I have reached my upload limit for today on YouTube. I forget what it is. I think it's like 12 hours of content or a file size of a certain amount. I think it's one of two things, and like whichever is the less, like whichever one you hit first is the one that it ticks off. So part of me streaming right now, besides wanting to do this, is being forced to take a break on the uploads. I'm a little bit ahead on the concatenating the videos and stuff like that. As far as like where it's uploading to, basically I wouldn't have to do it for like 2 weeks. But since I only have so much I can upload a day, I gotta stay on top of it. Keep on left, continue straight on. This isn't telling me to slow down, so I'm going to try not. And what I'm saying is, also, that at the time you're listening to me explaining what's going on, for everybody who's on Twitch, I haven't done all of this work yet, just some of it. And I've already decided that it's going to be so much work that, one, I'm still going to do it, but two, it's not going to probably end up being worth it, because I can't even confirm that people are watching YouTube recordings of American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator, because of any number of reasons. Possibly that I don't have nice thumbnails. I'd have to go back and backlog all my thumbnails, maybe. But I'm just guessing at this stuff. There's more people who are watching me stream right now, which the thing says 2, but might be a lot more than that, who are watching me right now, then are going to be potentially watching this in a reasonable amount of time later on YouTube. And that sucks. But I just don't... It's hard to get feedback. That's why I'm always including feedback in the various polls that I run from time to time, because I kind of need to know how you guys feel about certain stuff. Alright, how we doing? 2 hours? I think we can make it to the channel. We'll see if the channel gets us rested. I am going to have to get over, though, because this lane is ending. Let's take off that marker before she tells me to go that way. We're just going to keep traveling. And that's part of my adventure over the past week. In addition to taking a lot of stuff to the upstate for Dr. Zamp, who just moved out, and visiting family over Easter, and visiting a friend of mine on Monday who traveled like 1,000 miles to be able to see family and friends. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed my time there, but man, like some other stuff I've done, we went out to eat, and if you're watching this way in the future, yeah, we're still during the worldwide pandemic when this happens, and things are not doing well in America. But we sat away from people, we had our masks on when we weren't putting food in our mouth. But I mean, it was all about the friend, and I got to see the friend, and we had a good time, and we all hung out, and we all were talking. And so that was a really good experience. But then later I couldn't, I spent almost as much money on the buffet food as I have on expansion packs to this game in the past week. So it was actually quite a lot of money. It was a lot of danger if you think about it. And worst part about everything is that, this friend I haven't seen in a while, what if something happened and we got infected while we were out before everybody has their vaccines? And I could be infected right now. I won't know. I won't know for approximately 2 to 3 weeks. If seeing my friend I haven't seen in years was actually a bad idea, and I've put perhaps myself or any of my friends, including my long-distance friend, in danger by doing it. So it was one of those really good experiences, but afterwards, a little bit while the trip was ending, there's a little anxiety that's building up in me over, was that a really stupid thing that I did? It probably was, but was it also deadly? That's kind of the question I'm at right now. I don't think it wasn't stupid that I got to see my friend and hang out, but it was stupid that I did it. I had a good time doing it, and in case any of my friends who were there for the adventure, because it was a carpooling adventure. Yeah, I was about to say hi Captain Soja. Captain Soja, who was on the adventure. I had a really good time, and I don't want anybody to think otherwise, but it's stressing me out it is that it was the most dangerous thing that could have gotten bad for everybody that I've done in 13 months. Like, sure, I freaked out about the about going to the car shop, sure, because nobody who was an employee there, nobody who was a customer was wearing a mask. Almost, I think every employee at the buffet we went to was wearing a mask. And most of the customers, not all, but most of the customers came in with masks. So, by that logic, it wasn't as dangerous, but we were there for a while talking. Like, it's not stopping the concern part of my brain from being really concerned. This seems like traffic. I think I'm about to have traffic. Alright, that is the initial yawn of getting tired. So, I don't know. And also, I officially... Oh, well, I didn't officially. Shit. I knew there was something I forgot to do. I called up the front office to tell them that our 60 days notice for having to move out. And they were like, you either need to show up in person or you need to send an email. I was like, what needs to be in the email? Where do I need to send it? So I got all the information, right? So this morning, hours after I had sent the email while I was asleep, I got a notification that the email had bounced. And one of those big, long, like, this is definitely a company email that might exist, but it doesn't matter, so it bounces, rather than just like the, oh, this email doesn't, whatever. Like, it was one of those ones that came back with, like, 6 paragraphs of why it bounced. So, so I haven't actually put in my 60 days notice, and I guess I need to get on that, but it's actually, I just realized, when I noticed the email that, it would have already been too late for me to get a hold of them today before the office closed, so it's not like I'm missing out right now. But still, it's a thing. So, I will be moving soon. I guess... Oh, okay, I see it now. There's little signs, and that one says truck. I've only done this one other time, and I was actually following other traffic when I did it. I'm about to take the channel. Put more risk in each week going to work, but still affiliate. Yeah. I worry about you, Captain Soja, but you know that. You know I worry about you. Like, it was see, that's one of the things, like, it's less of a stress, or less of a situation for you, because you're always in danger, as it were. But, like, it's way more. I've gotten to the point where I go once, maybe twice to go shopping every month. Same though I've had it before, so after that I didn't worry as much. Oh, I mean, you're right, but unfortunately people can recatch it. And there's Carl and Captain Soja. Carl is saying hi. We're all different levels of friends. Hopefully, tomorrow, that computer I was going to send off to Carl around the start of my streaming career 9 months ago will actually finally be getting to him. Well, I mean, not tomorrow. It will be leaving tomorrow. It won't be getting to him then. Oh, hey. Okay, wait, hold on. I didn't actually get rested from going through the channel, which I thought I remembered from before. So oh, hey, at least I'm going on a route I haven't been before, so let's go get... Oh, hold on, wait. I can actually rest at the toll area. Which is just ahead? Yeah, which is just ahead.
Let's do Make a U-turn.
Make a U-turn? I don't know about that now. So, because the problem is I can't even say we're probably okay, right? Because South Carolina is not a safe state for COVID. I think there's about as many people in this state have gotten infected as many people in the entire United States as have died. We've had, like, we're not a big state, right? But we've still had, like, 500,000... Whoops. Okay. We still, like, had over 500,000 cases in this state. The state whose population is lower than the population of the city of Los Angeles, California. Pretty sure you have the right of way, dude. Alright. Pretty sure you had the right of way there. More yawns are happening. More trucks are happening. So, like, right now, we are crossing over the half-hour mark of recording. That's how long this trip has taken so far. So it means somewhere around now, or just before now, I would have, in previous recordings, snipped the episode. But, with the episodes stacking up into the future, and for me not being understanding how things are going, like, I originally dropped the episodes down into half-hour recordings, because during the month of March, when April's poll was going on, a lot of people were responding with preferring, give or take, half-hour recordings. 50 minutes to half an hour to 45 minutes, but a lot of people were like half an hour, around half an hour. And I understand that. But a whole good chunk of people said it depends. And unfortunately, I don't have the poll out right now to check from people what it depends means. What does it depend on? And so part of me wants to hopefully believe that part of what it depends on is the pacing of what you'd watch. So I'm taking the initiative on the front of Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator to start snipping things by trips, as I was doing before, because maybe that's something it depends on. And like I said, if you're watching later on YouTube, or if you have a remark to make in chat right now, go ahead. But if you're watching later on YouTube, and you're getting to this part of the playlist, and you're like, oh no, the episodes are getting too large, comment and let me know, because even though it might be a little bit of time before you hear me ask this, get to the playlist and see it happen, and me hear your response, I am responding to all of the... Well, I'm reading all of the comments, and I'm responding to most of the comments that require response. Like when Georgie responded to Papers, Please. Hold on, make sure I have... Yeah, I got time remaining. What? No? Hold on, what? Captain Soja says he thinks by trip seems good. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping by trip seems pretty good. Ludwig! Seriously, dude! Make over $1,000! Soviet made over $1,000! What are you doing? Wait, hold on. All my lights are on, but it doesn't really seem like all my lights are on. Oh, wait, I missed that. Did Ludwig did Ludwig do more than one job? Maybe Ludwig did more than one job. I just missed that. Ludwig may not realize this, but his job is on the line. The real trick, Captain Soja, is I need to get better as a player about realizing how long any given trip is likely to take me. I have to start trying to remember 2-lane roads and remember the actual kilometerage or mileage that I'm traveling. I guess I'm going to go into this gas station real quick and fill up, because in Euro Truck Simulator, it is possible for me to take a trip that, not including sleeping, requires 48 hours of driving time to complete. And that trip that I took, which was pretty lengthy, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. That trip took, I believe, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Well, here's the deal, Captain Soja. You can't just have people hanging around who aren't doing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, his digital family aside, I'm not. I mean, obviously, I'm paying him above American minimum wage. I'm also paying him per trip. Which is not. I don't know. I don't know. You know, company like prices, right? But I'm pretty sure each one of my drivers, I'm paying about a 16 an hour, and like 300 or 400 per trip. And if he's making less money for me in a trip than I'm paying him to be able to make me on that trip, especially in comparison to other people who are on my roster, who are doing, you know, more work. On the one hand, I gotta let him level up, right? I understand that, because his experience points spread in the beginning was about him having fuel economy. He had 3 points in fuel economy and like nothing else, which meant that he was going to be saving me a lot on gas. But it also meant he basically didn't have any, let's call them, marketable skills. He didn't have the ability to do hazardous materials or transport fragile materials or to take timely missions or anything of that nature. And that kind of sucks. But he does have one of the trucks I've handed down, which is a very nice truck. So he has the capacity to make a difference on the fuel economy thing. But once or twice, I think once, he's come back without actually succeeding in getting a mission. So he cost me money because he couldn't find a mission. And I'm like, it doesn't matter what your fuel economy is. If you're not getting out there and doing jobs, none of that is relevant. I'm suddenly very aware how much night it is right now. I'm about to go through a cloverleaf I've never been through. Paluel and Le Mans is over here on the right. Whoa, my high beams are massive now with all these extra beams I got. That's a slow arrow, so we're going to slow. I glanced at the chat when Captain Soja hadn't said anything new and almost crashed. Hi, Blue Lights. How you doing? Alright. But we are on our way to going for an achievement of some kind. How much time do I actually have left in this trip? Got a little bit of time. I don't think this is going to apply to Carl and Captain Soja, but says I've been streaming for an hour, so I gotta put up some real quick ads. Yeah, we're a little ways from our destination. Give me 1 second while you're looking at the screen. Oh no, things go screwy in Windows. Okay, we're gonna continue, but people on Twitch are getting ads. Some people on Twitch are getting ads. Some people are not getting ads. Game just saved. Oh, and unfortunately it screwed up my chat window. So, you know, it's one of those illogical things, if you will, Captain Soja. You can be a really good employer, but it doesn't make any sense why Richie Rich's dad in the movie had never fired an employee. Like, how are you going to never fire an employee? Some employees aren't any good. That doesn't make any sense. You can be as progressive as you like. You can pay people really good wages, but if they're not doing work, what are you paying them for? And I keep checking up on Ludwig, and I don't know what his main problem is. I need to work on getting him some marketable skills. I think I have him learning long distance, but unfortunately he is currently warehoused out of a place in Great Britain. I'm thinking what I might have to do is take Ludwig and his digital family and move them to Istanbul when I get my next upgrade, because he'll have a lot more opportunities to be fuel efficient and travel long distances from out in Istanbul than he will running Great Britain. I mean, obviously the trips in Great Britain will take you through the channel and across the ferries, and he's not limited to the island, but I imagine if he doesn't have long distance that it's not cropping up that often. And nobody really cares that my high beams are on, so let me just make sure all these absurd lights are on. What the highway interchange hell is about to happen? Oh, it's got a toll booth over there. I was like, what? Why is it a cloverleaf over another road connection, but then the road connection you have to travel back to and things?
Keep right, and then exit right.
Keeping right.
Exit right.
Alright, trying to keep in here. Alright. Some people who may have had an ad should be back by now. I don't know what that dotted line is. What is this? Oh, that lane was actually open. I think I could have just traveled through that. Yeah, I could have just traveled through that. Whoops. I did not need to come to a complete stop. Well, it's 4 in the morning, so we can start seeing the sun coming up. I don't see anybody coming, so I am appropriately yielding. This is one of my favorite times to drive up until the point where the sun comes up in real life. One of the problems in South Carolina is that our major highways that go from like the upstate to the coast is that they all travel from east to west. So if you happen to be traveling home to Columbia, like I have done several times over the years, in the early morning, you are driving into the sunrise, and that is très mal. It's very très mal. One of these lanes is not like the other. Wait, is that a lane or is that like a bus route? I mean, not a bus route, a bike route. Oh, it is a bike route. Oh, bike and tractor. Interesting. Landmark tour, 2 of 6. Is it the bridge? What landmark am I experiencing in the wee hours of the morning? Achievement progress. Which again, for anybody who's watching on stream or going to be continuing to watch the playlist, that is what we are aiming for. We are going for a rare achievement in just a few moments. I've got to get myself to Paris,
Go straight on.
which I can either do by just driving their free roam in my new truck, or by taking a quick mission from Le Mans that will take me to Paris. Either of those two things should get the same destination, but then we will have to take a very specific route, stopping at very specific cities to complete the Orient Express, and we have to do that back to back. So I will be attempting to do it all in one single sitting. And then tomorrow's quest for what we will be doing in the game, in case anybody missed it, is a brand new expansion pack to Euro Truck Simulator 2 actually launches tomorrow. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go to these arrows. This arrow thing should let me through. Yes, okay. Iberia is the Iberian Peninsula. Basically, it is France and... it is Spain and Portugal. And I'm learning my geography, so that's good. Hey, I've never been on this highway system before. Nice. We are going in the direction of Paris right now. Beautiful early morning with chateaus in the distance.
Keep right. And then
Bordeaux Le Mans. Keep right and then exit right? Wow, I don't even get on this highway.
exit right.
There we go, we gotta get to Paris up ahead. I'm sure I will hit more landmarks in Paris. Our destination says we have approximately 127 kilometers remaining. Which is slightly more than 100 miles. So we are almost there. I don't know what exactly the... Maybe I should simply increase my threshold for when I snip the recordings. Maybe? Instead of doing like half hour for American Truck Simulator, maybe I should top it out at 45-50 minutes, and then if it's longer than that, split it into 2 halves. But I don't know, I like doing 1 hour trips. So that would still not really limit the number of times I would have to do all the chopping up. Oh, and I guess one of the other parts I forgot to say about the whole only so much hard drive space to do all the different versions of the snipping and whatnot is that I actually do have limited space on the fast drive to be able to export the videos as quickly as possible. And what that will result in is I can only have so many stacked up at a time. That's just a bridge over farmland. Oh, and a lake? I can only have so many stacked up at a time unless I want to start copying them back and forth between external hard drives and stuff like that. So that's a whole thing. I'd like to welcome anybody who is quietly watching. I know Euro Truck Simulator can be a very chill game. And I am just doing my best to have stuff to talk about when I get to the game. Right now, it's I've never been here before, so Le Mans, and we are going to be having a goal, which is going to be doing the Orient Express, which is a fairly infrequently achieved achievement for the game, and I'll be explaining that at the beginning of the next run more fully. But basically, you have to do deliveries between a number of cities in a specific order consecutively. And I'm planning on doing it for that long because I can't keep uploading videos to YouTube tonight because I've reached my limit on how many videos I can upload to YouTube in a 24-hour period. And anybody who might be tuning in, consider hitting the little heart button for the follow, because I intend to be playing the Iberian DLC tomorrow when it launches, which for me is 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 1 p.m., to be clear. Because, you know, it's always a chance that it's an hour later than a midnight run or something like that. But, like, no. The game is launching at, like, 7 a.m. in Europe or something like that. I don't remember exactly. 7 p.m. in Europe? Might be 7 p.m. in Europe. That sounds more right. And, I don't know why they're not having a midnight launch. But effectively, it will go live in America at 1 p.m. And I am going to be having the stream preferably already running at that point. We are a little less than 70 kilometers from our destination. I was about to do the math, but then I was like, wait, my math is set up for like 62 and 161? Roughly 62 miles is 100 kilometers. And roughly, I don't know how this works out, it doesn't feel like it works out, but roughly 161 kilometers is 100 miles. I'm going to get over just in case. Transinet. Are my high beams on? Oh shit. I almost totally missed that entire thing. I was not paying... Wow, whoa, this is a big interchange. Or it's a double interchange. Here, let me drive one-handed, that'll be better. Then I stick in this lane and go where that truck is going.
And then exit right.
What is that, Nantes or Nantes?
Right.
Well, we're going for Le Mans, which for many, many years, in fact, I think only until this past week, I didn't realize Le Mans was the name of a city. I thought it was just a special name for the actual racing event. Le Mans is one of those racing events that I originally got into racing games about. I thought it was so cool that you had to, like, it was an endurance race, right? You basically have to, you have two drivers, and they trade off driving for a 24-hour period, swapping at certain pit stops and whatnot, and that's crazy. Like, you have, like, these flat supercars with, like, the big light combos and stuff. Okay, hold on. So I only see the arrow here, so can I only go through here, or can I go through that far one? Toll paid. Then we have a roundabout ahead of us. which seems pretty busy at this time of day. Le Voyage en Balloon.
At the roundabout. Take the third exit.
I'm sorry, you're... Level 3 hazard. Flammable. Noted. Wow, this is a whole... You're gonna have to pull forward at some point, dude, and make your intention known. Le Mans discovered. 8 of 31, Bon Voyage. Guys, somebody's about to hit me. What's going on? Guys, this is not how roundabouts work. Everybody's gonna get stuck if you dumbasses don't get out of my damn way. This is not a 2-lane roundabout. Or is it? It's a 2-lane roundabout with single-lane exits?
Exit now.
It's a 2-lane roundabout with single-lane exits and no dotted lines. Fine, whatever. I don't feel like I was the only one at fault there because I'm not the car that initially just stopped. Don't stop in a roundabout. Those are nightmares? They certainly can be. There's a lot of places in Europe, Molyneux, that don't have lines on the lanes, and that is very distracting. I forget. What was your preferred name? Because I almost said Molyneux, and I was like, wait, is that right? I don't remember what they wanted me to call them. Molly? Molly. Wait, you said Molly, right? Molly's okay? Or no?
And then exit right.
Or is that the name you didn't want to be called?
Exit right.
I'm about to do like Iron Man and be like, I remembered strawberries were important. And be like, yes, I'm allergic to strawberries. Molly is my name, so that's fine. Alright, we'll go with Molly then. I will try and remember Molly.
At the roundabout. Take the
I think
third
I'm about to get a new truck. You know, it's so much easier when nobody's in a roundabout. Then you have it all to yourself. Alright, so I'm gonna get this truck dealership as I drive by.
Go straight to
Iveco truck dealership. Bam. Dunzo. Magunzo. Then we're gonna pull in here.
right. Fine. We are hit.
Alright, let's see what they want. Where do you need it? Ah, alright. Molly Meowly, whatever. Okay. I am often bad about remembering all the versions that are okay. Currently what we're going to do is we're going to go into the back here, we're going to turn completely around, and then drive back at that marker. Oh, maybe I could have just driven the entire thing around. Alright, well, in any event. I don't know if I have enough room to do what I'm planning. About to Austin Powers the hell out of this. I think I'm gonna bump. Decisions. Yep, definitely about to Austin Powers the hell out of this. But I figure for entertainment purposes. Oh, well, that actually hit. That was probably damage. I just didn't... Whoops. I mean, let's see. Yep, that was 1% damage. Oh well. That's the appropriate way to end this video. And... release. Test drive limited 3 of 70. 3 of 7, I should say. So that is achievement progress on getting over 1,000 kilometers in the 7 different brand trucks that I own in the game. So I can already trade out my current truck. But we're doing a very specific thing with this truck, so we're not going to trade it just yet. So for everybody who is watching later on YouTube, I thank you for watching. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. My name is Huntermun, and I will see you in the future.